Hey YouTubers, this is EMDSC14R coming to you live from the Keystone State. This is my full TGV duplex set. The end cars and the locomotives came in today in that set. Now, if you guys have seen this set before, many of you probably say, yeah, the TGV duplex starter set is incompatible with the higher brand Lima TGV cars that come in this box here, which is that set. I don't know if anybody's noticed this, but I'm going to point it out for anybody that's had trouble and is frustrated because they have both sets and they can't run them together. You can run them together, and this is how you do it. First off, this is the end car from the cheap set. And then let me take one of these more expensive cars here. If you look at the base here, and you look at the base of the cheaper set, they are the same. Lima used the same bases for their cheap starter set as they did in a more expensive, higher price set, which is at the bottom here. Now, what you have to do with the cheaper set is you just take one of the end connectors off your cheaper set from one of your newer cars. You put it on this end car, right? That enables you, let me do this right now. That enables you to take the end car here and couple it on this end here. Alright? And then you go down here. That end piece that I got on that end car came from this car here. Now let me put this camera over here. Hold on. Now what you do, because that end, let me just go down here and bring it. Let me just go down here and show you. This clip, and they both use the same end clips too. Now, just to let you know, this clip here came off of this car here. Now, this is the higher quality car. All I did was, I just swapped this clip here. I swapped the clips. I just took this clip that was on this car, put it on the cheaper end car for that end, and then took this car's end clip and put it here so that I can connect this centerpiece to this end car, which is the other cheaper set here. You don't need to take the other end piece off the other end car, and you have your center truck already here. Now I am getting metal wheels today for this car, this and this. So yeah. So if you guys had that problem and everybody says they don't intermix, they can't connect. They can connect because I just proved it. Not to mention, everybody knows that the Lima duplex, the higher quality sets, has those rubber plastic diaphragms. The cheaper set has the gray versions. I just took the gray versions off and put the black ones on there. Guys, it's the same car that they use in the more expensive set. The only thing that they did is they put plastic wheels on it. You don't get any interior. You get a floppy weight in there. And the paint scheme is a little bit darker. But other than that, the whole body of the car is the same. Everything about these cars is the same between both sets. So they can be intermixed together. And you don't even need to cut or do anything. You just swap these clips on. You just swap the clips on this end car here, on this car, and leave this one alone, and then just put that clip on there, and voila, you're done. So if anybody keeps saying that they can't mix the cars together, you're wrong, because I just proved you can. Now, granted, because you got these cheapy kit parts here, the space between these two cars is a little bit larger. That's the only downside, but you really can't tell unless you look closely. But what I want to do, and see, the end car here does use the same thing. They use the same, it's the same car. It's just that they take the same bodies and they put it in the cheaper set. The only thing they change are the coupling clips, and you don't have the trucks with that, what's that part in there? And you don't have the trucks that have this on here. Now, I am trying to find a truck like this. I am trying to find a truck like that, so I can actually use this set properly in the way it's supposed to be used. So I need a truck for a duplex. And by the way, the diaphragms, they're all the same too. It's just darker. That's it. Look. I don't know if you guys can see, but the diaphragms are all the same. And I even test fitted this diaphragm to one of these trucks. They're exactly the same. They use the same mounting points and everything. So the cheap set and the more inexpensive set, they're the same. The only thing they change is these two couplings and the bottom truck here. If you have a spare TGV duplex truck that you're not using and you have the cheap set, swap it out, and what you can do, if you have that, swap it out and modify the notches here to conform to look like that one, and basically the little end tabs on there will be your couplings, and you're basically ready to go. You get a little teeny spring for it and you're basically set. But I need to find that, so if there's anybody that has those kind of parts, I'd be interested in buying them, because I'd like to get the gap between these two cars closed a little bit. But I've been hearing since I got this set, no, they're incompatible. They're incompatible. You're wasting your money. Yeah, no, you're not wasting your money. I'm proving it right now. You can connect these cars together without any problems at all. And I'm proving it right now. Full 10 car set. Fully functional. Now, I haven't tested it yet. But I mean, come on now. Let me show you guys again, because seeing is believing. Look at this. Now, you do see the gap there. You do see it, but probably when it's sitting on the layout, it'll look a little bit nicer. The gap is really not, is probably more apparent because it's sitting on my bed, but look. They're all connected. Now, you can tell that this is the cheaper set because the color is slightly lighter. Everything else on this set, on this car, matches, except that green is a little bit too light. That's it. Now, the red on this car is slightly lighter than the red on this car. That's about it. But other than that, they all match. So this proves you can intermix the two sets together. Now, I'm not sure if that'll work on the cheaper intermediate cars, but you can take the higher quality TGV set and intermix it with the cheaper duplex set. So by all means, follow those steps that I implemented to y'all, because y'all are going to be amazed. You'll be like, oh my gosh, why didn't I think of that? You really, at first when you buy it, you're like, oh man, I've wasted my money. But I was tinkering around. I said, wait a minute, Lord, let me think on this. And God gave me an idea. He said, why don't you look at the end cars? Look at this end over here. Switch the tabs on them and see how that works. And it worked. All I need to do now is get metal wheels. That's all I need to do. That's all I need to do. And this proves it, y'all. This proves it. Now, if y'all really want to see it running, there'll be another part to this, because I got to get my math and stuff done. But I'm gonna prove, this proves it. And you really can't tell unless you look at the end cars here. If you look closely, they don't have any interiors. The windows aren't tinted, which is not bad. I mean, but I got the full 10 car set. So you can intermix the two. You can. Both sets are the same cars, and that's why I couldn't understand. Why would they make a set that has totally different body styling or different coupling arrangements than the other set? Everything is standardized. So that means you can take the couplings, those pins that I showed you, off the cheaper cars and put the higher quality ones on there, along with the trucks, because they use the exact same frame. So, yeah, this proves it. This proves it. So, just want to let y'all know that I'm going to be running this thing tonight, and I'm going to be happy. I'm going to get metal wheels for it, though. I gotta get metal. I only need 6 metal wheels. I need metal wheels for that car, this center part, and that, and I'm done. Pretty much. These I'll keep as spares, but the black ones that come with the more expensive cars, they fit right with the cheaper cars. It's the same set. So, by all means, if you guys have the more expensive intermediate car sets like I do, buy a TGV duplex starter set. Buy it and follow the steps that I implemented to you. Now, let me take this out of the box. This came in yesterday from this came in from TEE USA. God bless y'all. Thank you. I am very pleased. I was a little bit upset at first because I was looking at the couplings and I said no, they were right. But then I said no, they can't be right. I said I can't believe that. I can't believe that for a second because they're both this is a cheaper version of the more expensive set. Let me just, you know. Now the engine's in here. Let me see if I can pull this thing out. My dad kind of played a trick on me. He brought the box up and hid it behind the big screen TV and told me that they didn't come in. And then he said, go and look behind the TV. You know, he was teasing me a little bit. But with the starter set, you get your, your starter track, your curves, and you get your instruction manual. There is no way I can use this controller. I mean, I don't know if anybody has seen a European connector, but this is what they look like in Europe. That's what the European connector looks like. There is no way I can use this thing unless I get an AC adapter connector. But the controller is really nice. I never seen a Hornby controller in person until I got this set, but it is really nice. See, 19 volt input. I don't think I'll be keeping this though, but I might just keep it with the set in the box. I really don't need the tracks either because I have Kato tracks on my layout. But anyway, the engines. Let me go and get the engine out. This is the power car. They said that this engine might not pull the full 10 car set. And they're kind of right. They're kind of right and they're kind of wrong. I'm going to add weight to it. But it's basically the same engine that you get in the more expensive set. The only difference is this is a big blank piece of plastic that's painted. The windows are plastic here. Well, it's just mold. It's just painted. It's all one piece. It's all one body piece. You don't get the separately applied grill. You don't get no lights. Your pantographs are plastic, and they don't really. That one's supposed to fit down in there, but it's way back there. So that's the only difference between that set. But other than that, the bodies are the same. The chassis are the same. Probably the more expensive set, the chassis are heavier, probably made out of cast metal. This is the dummy car. But yeah, I got the full 10 car set, everybody, and you can intermix the cheap cars with the more expensive cars if you just follow the steps that I do. But make sure you put the tabs in the right slots because then it won't. You have to go back and switch them around again. So you need to make sure that your tabs are in the right spots. All right. And you guys wouldn't even think that this car and this car are the cheap cars. You wouldn't think of it if you looked at it real quick. You probably see it now because lighter, darker, lighter, darker. I don't even know if the real TGV duplex cars, I don't know if some of the end cars are faded and the center ones aren't. I really don't know. But, yeah. So this proves you can make your 10 car set run. You're going to have to eventually get the more expensive truck part here so that you can get these couplings closer together, and you're going to have to get those couplers, those clips, the more expensive clips from the more expensive set. I don't even know where to get those from. But if it'd be a blessing if I could find them, because then I could get this gap closed up a little bit and then get these trucks to match. But it really doesn't, the gray really doesn't really look too different. This is a little bit lighter, but other than that, it looks fine. So I just wanted to share that with you guys, and if you guys have these intermediate cars and you're saying, it's a waste of time keeping them, I'm selling them. Don't sell them. Buy the intermediate, buy the starter set, and do those little, not even a modification, just do those little things that I told you guys to do. You can have the more expensive cars and have the cheap end cars on the ends if you just do the modifications or the little switching around of the tabs, as I said before. Okay? By the way, if there's anybody in the U.S. that has these intermediate cars and you want to order them, TEE USA has one duplex starter set left. I got the second to last one. So if you guys have them, you better snatch it up because it's not going to be around long. And I also found out that the couplings that the cheaper set has are designed and are identical to the Makino TGV duplex cars. So, hypothetically, if you had the cheaper Jouef TGV duplex starter set intermediate cars, you could link them with the Makino cars. I think I'm pronouncing the name right, but yeah, you can link them. I actually saw a set on eBay that actually has two. That's a Makino set, but it has a cheaper intermediate set coach from Jouef, and the couplings are the same. They're exactly the same. So hypothetically, if you bought the cheaper TGV set, hypothetically, if you bought the cheaper okay, let's say you had a starter Makino set, okay, and then you had the more expensive Jouef set. Well, technically, you wouldn't be able to do that. You wouldn't be able to do that. The only way you'd be able to do it is if you had the intermediate Jouef cars, and they could connect to the Makino set. Or if you had the cheaper connections from the cheaper TGV set and put them on your more expensive Jouef set, you could have your more expensive Jouef cars run with your Makino set. But you can intermix the cheaper TGV duplex set with the more expensive TGV duplex set. And I just proven it right here. I'm going to rub it in. Because I've been told for months, you can't do it. It's impossible. The connections are different. I still said, you know what? Okay, I let them talk, but I said to myself, you know what? They may be right, but I said maybe there's something they're overlooking. And you can clearly see, I mean, honest to God, you can clearly see the frames are the same. Everything is the same. It's just a cheaper set. Everything is the same. Color may be a little bit darker, but everything is the same. It's standardized. I don't think nobody realized that. I think a lot of people have missed out on some good opportunities and sold off their sets because they couldn't find the cars, but I hope and pray I saved somebody from not selling their set. Because I'm telling you, you guys, I struck gold mine by figuring this out. It wasn't just me. God helped me. Give God the credit. So I just wanted to say, thank you to God and thank you to everybody. So I hope I'm helping some people out there because I see a lot of people that have the starter sets and they don't have the more expensive sets. If you find the intermediate expensive cars, just do those little switches that I told you and you can have a nice quality set. Your end cars may not have the interiors in them, but at least you have more cars in your train. I was blessed to get the whole 10-car set. I was blessed. So and plus the owner that I talked to that I bought the intermediate cars from, he says if any set would be compatible with the more expensive cars, it would be the Jouef starter set. And you know what? He was right. And I believed him because I thought the same thing too. Technically, the more expensive set, you require the engines with this number here. See? But the Jouef ones are so hard to find online. There's a guy in France that's selling one for almost $700. The full 10-car set, $700. There was this set on eBay Day 2 weeks ago. Man, there were so many bids on that thing. I said I'm not even gonna worry about that because that's not even worth it. I don't do bidding on eBay. I buy everything with money orders. Everything. Bought all these intermediate cars, nothing but money orders. I never had to buy anything on eBay with PayPal so far, and I don't plan on it. So, if you guys have this set, have the starter set, and you buy the intermediate cars, do not be upset. Do not be upset. Just do those simple switches that I told you. And then eventually later on, just look for the spare truck here that you're going to need so that this gap between the cars is a little bit less. And those connecting pins. And that's about it. So don't get all upset. Oh, I bought this starter set, but I can't run it with my intermediate coaches. Yes, you can. All the parts are standardized. All right? I hope I didn't, make anybody offended by rubbing it in, but I wasn't really trying to. But I wanted to stress that because I've been hearing from so many people you cannot mix the sets together. I seriously got annoyed with people saying that. I just got so annoyed. I'm like, come on now. It's the same company. It's the same company. So, I mean, companies do stupid stuff like that. They do change. They have one set that's expensive and then a cheaper set, and they switch everything on the cheaper set. But Jouef was smart. I believe Jouef designed it that way so you basically could do what I did. I believe they did it that way. That's ingenious. Ingenious. So I just wanted to show this to y'all. I will be making another clip. Probably be later tonight. So there will be another clip to this video of this entire train running. Now, hopefully I can get this thing apart and see what kind of motor it's got in it. Runs good, but I need to put more weight in it. Alright, so I'll see y'all in a little bit, alright? We'll be on the layout in well, for y'all it'll be a couple seconds, but for me it'll be a couple hours. So I'll be right back, y'all, alright? Well, hey everybody, it's been a couple hours and I'm back down here at the train layout. I had to clear my freight train off because, as you guys can see, I have a TGV Duplex set up. Now, TEE USA said that the TGV engine from the cheap set will not pull the full 10-car train. Now, well, I'll just let you see. That's 10 cars, isn't it? Now, sometimes it does struggle a little bit. Like, right there, you can hear it. But once it gets over that grade, it's fine. And once the speeds are up a little higher, it's fine too. And she's a great runner. I mean, that little switch right there, that little thing, that little trick I did actually worked. Also, I found out that, let me just stop it. Also, that I found out that the way the body shells are held on between the cheaper cars and the more expensive cars, they're all the same. Everything is the same. Even the mounting holes inside the bottom of the shell here for the screws for the full interiors are the same. You could get the full interior for the N cars. You can actually put it in the cheaper cars. So, I mean, I'm going to have my friend, what's his name? Area KT. I'm going to have him probably repaint the bottom here to match the gray on these cars. And put interiors in the N cars. Maybe darken that red up, maybe. I'm not really sure yet. But it's a great set. I mean, 100% Jouef. Whether it's the cheap or the expensive, it's a 100% Jouef train. And I didn't have to cut or file or do anything major to it except what I showed you in the first part. I'm probably not going to be using this power car anymore, though. It's a great power car. It doesn't get hot, it doesn't get warm, but it just doesn't have the functionality that it should have. Now, I was thinking about putting some detail, time, and work into it to get it to look like, the real one, or the more expensive one. I can do that, but I do need the Jouef wheels. I do need the Jouef metal wheels. I do need that, because it's no good having a train that has 90% metal wheels on it and you got two N cars with the front trucks being plastic. So, it's not really cool that way. Gets dirt on your track. I never really have to clean my track. I mean, there's a little residue there, but I don't want my track getting caked up with plastic residue, so I gotta see if I can find anything at Nicholas Smith tomorrow. Probably will go there tomorrow. But I just wanted to prove that the cheap set can be intermixed with the expensive set. And if you look closely, the silvers do match. I mean, that's just the light reflecting off there, but the silvers do match. The white stripes on the cheaper set are darker than the ones on the real set. The blue is slightly darker, and this is slightly lighter. But other than that, I mean, I think I do recall seeing a couple duplex sets with the end cars that had lighter red on the end cars and a lighter green on the rear of the train than the rest of the train did. So I do recall seeing like that. You know. But I'm probably gonna get different power cars if I can find some good quality Jouef power cars. I'm probably just gonna get them and use them on this set, or I use another type of train and cars that I have or can buy. Not telling you what it is, but you guys will probably have an idea. But I wanted to do something nice. Let me pull this guy around again. There's the car here. See that gap? And if you look, it kind of sags down due to the fact that I used the cheaper connections between this car and this car. But if I have these trucks specifically made for this set, I can actually boost this up so it actually looks more appropriate. These were the metal wheels that came on the front trucks of the engine, and I just put them on this truck here. So all I had to do is get the metal wheels for these end cars, this end and the other end. Let me do something nice here for y'all. Yeah, it does struggle when it's on the grade. Yeah, it does struggle if you guys noticed. Now you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, no one's ever done this before. Isn't that wild? I mean, seriously, come on now. If that's not wild, I don't know what is. I mean, look at that. North American bullet train. European bullet train. I mean, that is just sick. That is just sick. You know what's even sicker? Watch this. Oh, you guys are gonna flip out over this one. I gotta get the speeds matched up, y'all. Hold on. now the TGV is at full speed. The cell's been at full speed for the whole time. Both trains are at full speed, and as you can see, the TGV is gone, man. Alright guys, well, that shows you what little patience and help from God and your family and your friends can do. That's basically it. So that's all she wrote. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed that video of 2 high-speed bullet trains going head-to-head, full speed down a double-track mainline on my layout. And I hope you enjoyed me showing and telling you how you can take the cheap engines and cheap end cars and combine them with the more expensive TGV Jouef cars. Alright? Jouef. Cheaper Jouef, more expensive Jouef. Alright? So I hope you guys enjoy. God bless. And there will be another video with the TGV Duplex soon. Bye, y'all. And more than likely, it'll probably be a music video. Peace.